Hi students, welcome to a new session of +1 botany, that is biological classification. In the previous session we have discussed about the Aristotle's classification, that is the first prominent classification introduced in biology. Here we are discussing about the another paragraph, that is the second paragraph of biological classification. Here we discuss about two kingdom classification introduced by Carl Linnaeus. Two kingdom classification introduced by Carl Linnaeus. Okay, what is the cause of a new classification in biology? That is because the classification in this chapter we can see the classification only based on the morphology. Here only based on the morphology. Okay, but all other characters such as cell structure, nature of world, mode of nutrition, habitat, mode of reproduction, the evolutionary relationship, otherwise called as phylogeny, all are there. Okay, but we have no such instruments to analyze systematically these characters. Okay, so we follow Aristotle's classification and also other different classifications. Okay, then on 70s, okay, especially in 1750s 1753 to 1758. Okay, 1758. Okay, in competitive examinations the answer is 1758. Competitive examinations the answer is 1758. Okay, the scientist called Carl Linnaeus who introduced, scientist called Carl Linnaeus who introduced a new system of classification called two kingdom classification. A new system of classification called two kingdom classification. Okay, what is the importance of 1753? It is because the 1753 we can see the species plant theorem was introduced. Okay, in 1735, okay, genera plantarum was introduced. Genera plantarum. In 1753 the species plantarum was introduced. Okay, in genera plantarum, where he introduced this characters or his analysis about the two kingdom classification, the 10th volume, that is the last volume of this genera plantarum, was introduced or published, okay, in 1758. So we can see the examination answer. Okay, competitive examination answer is 1758. That is the final volume of this textbook was published in 1758. Okay, then two kingdom classification was introduced by Carl Linnaeus or Carolus Linnaeus or Carl Linn in 1758. Okay, here he introduced a new term called kingdom. Okay, kingdom classification. Okay, a vast group of organisms introduced in each kingdom. So each group, so he is collectively known as a kingdom. Okay, in two kingdom classification, biological world is classified into two kingdoms. Biological world is classified into two kingdoms. Kingdom Plantae and Kingdom Animaliae. Okay, Kingdom Plantae and Kingdom Animalia are the two kingdoms. Okay, according to Carl Linnaeus. Okay, Carl Linnaeus is called as the father of taxonomy. Okay, then these two kingdoms, that is kingdom Plantae and kingdom Animaliae, is classified. Okay, we have already told this classification in old days is by the help of morphology, that is external features. But more than that, another features are also included in the classification of a vast group of organisms. Okay, so he introduced a new basis of classification. Okay, with the morphology is also there. Morphology is there. Okay, with morphology he introduced the cell wall. Okay, the another character is also introduced, that is presence or absence of cell wall. Okay, so Linnaeus classification, he classified the biological world into two kingdoms, that is kingdom Plantae and kingdom Animalia, in the basis of morphology and also cell wall. Okay, these recent times, okay, this two kingdom classification was a prominent classification, but only these two criteria are there in Linnaeus classification. So there is different another kingdom classifications are also introduced. Okay, this classification, this two kingdom classification, where different organisms are included in the basis of their cell wall. Okay, some examples are we discuss here, because these examples helps to analyze the drawbacks of two kingdom classification. Okay, some examples are introduced here. First example, Plantae, that is plants. Green plants are in the kingdom Plantae. Okay, then bacteria, fungi. Plantae, plants, that is bacteria, then fungi, etc. are there in the kingdom Plantae. Okay, so we can see these three group of organisms have some similarity. Okay, because he introduced all these three into kingdom Plantae. What is the similarity between all these three? That is the presence of cell wall. Okay, plants possess cell wall, bacteria possess cell wall, fungi possess cell wall. Okay, plants possess cellulosic cell wall. Bacteria possess non-cellulosic cell wall. Okay, non-cellulosic, but polysaccharide cell wall is there, but non-cellulosic. Okay, then fungi possess, that is also non-cellulosic, that is chitinaceous cell wall. Okay, chitinaceous cell wall is there in fungi. Okay, then kingdom Plantae members, plants, the cellulosic cell wall present, then bacteria non-cellulosic cell wall present, fungi chitinaceous cell wall present. Okay, then kingdom Animalia, where animals present, amoeba present. Okay, paramecium. Okay, after that amoeba, paramecium, etc. under protozoans. Okay, they all lack a cell wall. Okay, their cell membrane is there, but cell wall absent. Okay, so the cell wall possessing and cell absence organisms are there in two kingdoms. Okay, but here the organisms of different class, okay, plants, bacteria, fungi, they have so many differences, okay, than similarities. So they are grouped under different kingdoms in later classifications. Okay, what are the drawbacks of these two kingdom classification? Drawbacks of two kingdom classification. First one, the first point, this bacteria is a unicellular one. Okay, plants are multicellular. Okay, both unicellular and multicellular included under the same kingdom. Okay, in the textbook we can see both the unicellular and multicellular organisms included under the same kingdom. We have examples: animals and amoeba included under the same kingdom, bacteria and plants are included under the same kingdom. Then another example, another drawback, second one, both the prokaryotes and eukaryotes included under the same kingdom. Both the prokaryotes and eukaryotes included under the same kingdom. Prokaryotes and prokaryotes. There is only one prokaryotic group present, that is bacteria. Okay, so prokaryotic bacteria and other groups are included under the same kingdom, kingdom Plantae. Okay, the third drawback, that is autotrophs and heterotrophs. Autotrophs and heterotrophs included under the same kingdom. Okay, that is photosynthetic organisms and non-photosynthetic organisms included under the same kingdom. Okay, autotrophs and heterotrophs included under the same kingdom. Autotrophs, autotrophic members, that is plants. Okay, heterotrophic members, fungi. Okay, fungi are heterotrophic members and plants are autotrophic members. Okay, that are included under the same kingdom. Okay, that is a drawback. Then so many organisms are not included under both of the kingdoms. Okay, so many organisms are not included under both of the two kingdoms. Okay, these are all drawbacks of two kingdom classification. These are all drawbacks of two kingdom classification. Okay, that is discussed in this concept. Okay, that is discussed in this paragraph. Okay, we can see the importance of a new system of classification. Okay, new system of classification with the criteria of classification: cell structure, nature of wall, then mode of nutrition, habitat, method of reproduction, evolution relationship, all these characters. Okay, so the organisms are grouped in the basis of a limited criteria. Okay, that is the drawback of two kingdom classification. Okay, to avoid these drawbacks, a new systems of classification, three kingdom classification introduced, four kingdom classification introduced, finally the five kingdom classification was introduced. Okay, this is the second paragraph, that is biological classification, second paragraph, that is two kingdom classification, Linnaeus, and these two kingdom class, what are the two kingdoms, and its drawbacks. Okay, I hope you understand. Okay, if you understand these concepts, okay, if you identify the benefit of this class, okay, you should subscribe. Okay, you should refer to another aspirants. Okay, so we can see the next class. Okay, thank you.